roaring a flash down the subway tracks as I ride the 7 to work on this cloudless day. At the firehouse I arrive, and the rig is looking alright. Well, I touch the engine, it's the back room I do go. Hey Captain, they all say, it's just another working day, as they sit at breakfast solving the problems of the world. Well, my family's been in this job so long, it's 4 generations strong. They all sit at the table just like us. I will remember each smoke-filled room as the flames race up the walls in these corridors of doom. Well, there were those who we could save, and there's those who did fall. But in this noble calling stand the bravest of them all. In 1895, my great-grandfather was the first on the side. He arrived in this town in 1893. A lowly job, they would say, but he never once saw it that way, as Croker's words echoed around the town. Strong horses pulled the rigs of men who were just as big. In hell's 100 acres with Kenlin's giant seated stands. Down at the Triangle Shirtwaist factory place, a future wife he would save. Though by locking the doors, the owners killed one for 6 more. I will remember each smoke-filled room as the flames race up the walls in these corridors of doom. There were those who we could save, and those who did fall. But in this noble calling stand the bravest of them all. During the Great Depression, my grandpa joined in 37, followed his father's footsteps into the flames. As the world had went to war, just like 20 years before, he defended the city from the enemies within. But SS Normandy in 42, as the fire tore the boat in two, though he tried with some of the soldiers he couldn't save. So he joined the war that day, but in France his legs were blown away. A Purple Heart was given, but it won't replace his broken one. I will remember each smoke-filled room as the flames race up the walls on these corridors of doom. There were those who we could save, and those who did fall. But in this noble calling stand the bravest of them all. My father, next in line in the 60s, started his time on 143rd on Willis. He would stay. Well, they formed a pipe band in those green berets, looking so grand. But to lose that hat would cost a day's pay. Well, in the 70s, space travel surging, but at home the Bronx is burning. The South Bronx lost 90% at that time. And in my life's progression, well, I joined him in 87 to work on the fires with my father, the chief. I will remember each smoke-filled room as the flames race up the walls in these corridors of doom. There were those who we could save, and those who did fall. But in this noble calling stand the bravest of them all. Now I must stand here as the call it comes through. So I grab my gear, on the rig I'll ride. We're heading to the trade center. They say a plane has crashed within. People running around as a second explosion sounds. Running up the stairs, getting people out. Sweat running down my face, people screaming and shout. That's when I heard South Tower fall. Well, smoke filled the streets and it blocked out the sun, but we couldn't tell up on floor 61. Everyone out came the call as a loud rumble came from the car. I remember its smoke-filled room as the flames race up the walls on these corridors of doom. For there were those who we could save and those who did fall. But in this noble calling stand the bravest of them all. I will remember each smoke-filled room as the flames race up the walls in these corridors of doom. There were those who we could save and those who did fall. But in this noble calling stand the bravest of them all. Yes, in this noble calling lie the bravest of them all.